Good evening. Welcome to episode 75, Matt, of FPL Apprentice. Sorry, just eating something as the camera went there. But still, the only podcasting series that delves into the minds of one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Mr. Matthew Corbridge, I haven't said this for a while, mate, but in your 9 seasons you played, you've got 6 top 10s, 5 of which are top 5K. Former world number 1, and very recently I believe you're in the top 5 players in terms of how many FPL points you've got over the last decade. That's pretty good.
That's a decent credential. Now I'll take that one. It's a bit more accurate than you saying former world number 1, which
that is still fact. That is still fact.
Main question. I think that's a heavy high kind of fine print. But how are you this evening?
Not bad. I've seen Murphy scored, and as a non-Murphy owner, scored with XG of 0.01, by the way. So as a non-Murphy owner, I'm not too happy. But as long as Newcastle keep a clean sheet, I'll be okay. What game have you got on? There's obviously 2 big games. Newcastle.
Yeah, I've got the Newcastle Palace game. Just if I'm glancing down to my right, being very unprofessional. We're going to be very unprofessional, right? We haven't reviewed the slides. We're both eating. We're both watching different matches. So we'll see how it goes. But actually, they're doing a VAR check for a Pope foul. So it could be a penalty. We'll see.
As well,
I think that's the way of it. Oh yeah, I've got the Newcastle Palace game on. What about you? Arsenal.
I haven't got any on, but I'll probably watch the same one. Arsenal are 3, right? No point in messing around with that one. They're pretty much there. But yeah, I'll bring up the slides, mate, because we may as well dive straight into what we've been doing this week, how we've been performing. But the agenda that you are not aware of, because I got home very late. Apologies, Matt. So I've not been able to prep you well for this. But we're going to, as always, go through game week 32. Look at the double game week picks, team by team. 4 teams to have a look at: Arsenal, Villa, Palace, and City ahead of game week 33. And then I'm very interested in your take on game week 33 captain, because usually it's definitely Azako, it's definitely Salah. This is a difficult week, so it'd be good to hear your thoughts around that. Then our team reveals, and then we'll finish off with Matt versus Dave. No surprises. As a Barnes owner, you are miles ahead. So I need some big points from Joe Linton or Trippier today to have any chance there. But yeah, that'll be what we run through. But we are live, Matt. So we do have an audience, 2 people watching presently. Hello. Feel free to throw your comments into the chat, and we will make sure Matt gets the chance to answer them. No point me having all the fun and being the only one that gets to pick your brain, eh?
And what the hell are you doing, guys? there's Palace, Newcastle, there's Arsenal, Madrid.
Thank you for shooting it.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm hoping they've got 3 screens. Get both games here, and me and you on the right, along those sort of lines. But yeah, game week 32, mate. We may as well jump in. Can't see that being a pen, but who knows? FOMO, how are we, pal? Long time listener, FOMO. Good to see you, mate.
I think it's not going to be a pen as much as I would wish it, but midpoint gave me 32 average. I would say I'm keeping par with some of the bench boosts, so I think it'd be worth, once we both do both our teams, like just reviewing some of the bench boost squads that people did play this week. Not a huge amount to comment on, really. I got some small returns from a lot of my attackers, right? Palmer with an assist. Palmer is crazy. I think he's over.
Oh, no way. Sorry, I've just seen FOMO mention a pen's been given.
Hopefully Mateta's on it rather than Eze. Eze's holding the ball. Yeah. Damn.
So Pope saves it.
That's not what we brought in Mateta for. I swore he was on penalties now. Unless he's going to do the old passing the ball job. No, it looks like it's going to be Eze. Anyway, kind of Palmer versus Saka, I think, was an interesting decision for a lot of people. Wildcard in game week 30 or just doing transfers, right? So you went down the Saka route, I went down the Palmer route. I think, in 90 minutes over 3 games, Saka is pretty much matched Palmer. I think Palmer's 3 points ahead. He's had 2 returns in that time, but both the games he got a return. He got a yellow card and then was completely outside the bonus, right? So I think you're definitely up on that one because it saves a transfer down the line. Frustrating there. But yeah, like I got kind of some returns from Sarr, Palmer, Salah, Murphy, of course, who's making a habit of it. Marmouche, and I was really happy. I triple captained Isak, and I'm happy with any return, right? So I'm feeling pretty delighted that he's got an assist, right? And this game against Palace is just gravy, right? So I'm kind of happy with my squad. I think currently on he's saved Miss Pen.
Did he save it?
He was like this is gonna for people listening. This is going to feel like kind of after this one, it's going to feel like a weird one. But yeah, we are watching some of the games in parallel. But yeah, as they gave the one of those stuttering penalties and just passed it at 2 miles per hour right into Pope's hand. So
get in, because I've got Pope.
You got Pope, have you?
Wow. Okay. I've got Pope. Come on, there's some points. There's some points. Thank you, FOMO.
No, it's it was hell of a mess. I mean, I'm cool with it. We'll see what Isak does tonight. He's starting. It's okay. Kind of midpoint. Yeah, very small reds, but we've obviously got 6 players playing tonight, so yeah, it's all good. I think points to debate. Yeah, Palmer versus Saka is just crazy that Saka got literally 90 minutes in game week 30, but it's pretty much matched Palmer point for point during that time. What else there to kind of comment on? No, it's been fairly average one so far.
Yeah, I mean, again, I was looking at the safety scores and FPL Live, and it also tells you how many players overall people have left. And most people have, I think it was 3.3 players on average remaining. Well, you've got 6 plus a triple captain, so in theory you've got 8 players playing today. So I'd imagine that red arrow will become a fairly steady green, especially now Murphy's got a goal for you.
Yeah, well, I think Barnes has just scored as well. So another.
So you're definitely winning Matt versus Dave.
What was it, Bruno? No, it was Barnes. It might have been a Livermore assist. We'll see. Very Isak flattered to deceive. Actually, I think the first match of the game week, there was a few chances where his expected goal involvement was low, but he was in the areas, right? I don't know if you watched the match, but there was a few one-on-one chances that Bruno scored and Barnes scored, where Isak was just waiting to roll it in, but they quite rightly went for the shot themselves. But Isak was looking dangerous, and on another day you would have had some kind of returns. Again, that Gahey own goal that's just happened literally now, that was a assist from Barnes going directly into Isak, who was unmarked on the 6-yard line. So I think he's looking threatening. But yeah, I've got to be happy with that. I think interesting development, particularly for the people who bench boost. And I can't hate constantly being on my bench for a return. Is that Villa played almost quite a lot of the big guns. Against Southampton. I thought they would have rested quite a lot of their squad ahead of the PSG game, but Rodgers played, I think, got a return, right? Concert played, got a return. So that was kind of interesting. People went down that bench boost kind of route. Obviously, the ones that had Villa heavy teams that paid dividends for sure. But yeah, we should see how it goes. I mean, I was one of the lucky folk that have gone Murphy. He's been on one hell of a run since game week 30, right? So I was looking at more of him as a cheap option into a interesting midfield. Would be happy with a return over this this period. Obviously, he's gone off. He's which is
absolutely flown.
Yeah, got rather fortunate there. So I'm okay. I should be on for a moderate green arrow by the end of the night, which is all good.
Yeah, any green is a good week. And then obviously you've been triple captain played this week, so it leaves you with your free hits, your bench boost. Early plans on when you'll probably play them? I'm assuming it's in the next 2 game weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of probably forced to go that. We'll talk about a squad review in a second. I'm probably forced to do a 33 bench boost and a 34 free hit route. It'd be nice to add a bit more flexibility, right? And I think people who bench boost in game 32 probably have a bit more flexibility in terms of when they play a free hit. It could be nice targeting game week 36 as double, game week 37 as a blank. I kind of quite like that. Because if you've got some Liverpool players and you've got some Newcastle players, you've got the the skeleton of a really good squad for game week 34, given who they're playing, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think I might have to play it kind of 34. I think your team is probably a bit more interesting when you play free hit, and also you've of course got an assistant manager left. So yeah, maybe that's a good segue onto your squad. Always a bit weird doing this midweek. We don't know whether it's an average week or a great week. I think for both of us, it seems yours seems really good now, but Pope's thing. Mine's looking at as a moderately good week. Oh, yours is actually looking pretty good.
I've moved it. Yeah, the Pope saves for the pen is huge, especially if they hold out for the clean sheet and they get a Burns even, Dan Burn clean sheet alongside it. But Semenyo has been my hero, to be honest. So I haven't got a chip active. So in all honesty, I've gone into this week expecting a red. Appreciate there's a lot of triple captains, there's a lot of bench boosts. So, and especially as I don't have Murphy, I'm expecting a red arrow. Currently on 52, my safety score is 51. But yeah, 5 playing tonight, including Isaac as my captain, who has effective ownership's about 170% around my rank. So his points do mean very little to me, but it's definitely put me in the right direction, even if he does do something. So
you just missed
ideally for me, mate.
Shot in the 6-yard box as well. Close.
Oh, so is it still 2-0?
Still 2-0, but yeah, you had I think Richards blocked a chance from him, and then a follow just went wide. So looking threatening.
Yeah, he's
going to be a team tonight, probably, right? Is
the best striker, isn't he? It's the best striker in the league. So I did want a 1-0 2 win Burn to get the goal, but you know I can't ask for more than a Pope save off a penalty. So transfer wise, mate, I rolled them. So takes me to 3 transfers for this coming week. Things that have gone well. Semenyo has been my hero. A real nice differential for me. Got double-digit return. Always got to be happy with that. 6 of my front 7 players actually returned, and Mateta still could today. So a pretty decent week there. And then the bench and a Saka paid off. Worried about his minutes with them playing Real Madrid, and yeah, seemed to work in my favour. He got 1 point. What didn't go well, my back line, none of them have kept a clean sheet yet, although Pope has now saved the pen. So obviously that is a pretty good thing. He's about 3.4% effective ownership around my rank, so that's a real differential for me.
Yeah.
Then I thought maybe benching Conser could be seen as a mistake over one of the City boys. I think I'm being a bit hard on myself. Conser was rested the week before.
Yeah, no, I think it was logical. Southampton been scoring goals as well. Their attacker's been okay. So I think, like you said, I would predict them to be benched.
But what I don't have is a third Palace player. Now, what I've bought in the easy move would have been Gabriel to Munoz, or that'd probably been the move I'd have made. And now Munoz got 0 points in his first game this week, and he's conceded twice already this game week. So I'm not expecting him to get many points unless he gets an attack in return. So although I felt going into this week it was a mistake, I've got lucky, is what I'd say there. But yeah, overall,
no, he's lucky. I mean, Palace got had a double game week, but with like 2 quite rotten games, right? Fixtures, right? So I think getting Munoz to bench Concert and Diaz is like marginal at best, right? So that was a good decision where you were just playing it cool is the better decision. Obviously, last week I was winding you up about not activating your assistant manager after setting up your whole team to activate it in game week 31, and you would have had it this week and the subsequent week.
Yeah.
I think it was fair to say you would have gone Glasner in game week 31. You would have got 8 points there, and then yeah, you must have been worried when they went 2-0 up against City. obviously he's got 2 points for the week so far, and it looks like he's losing to Newcastle now. But like, yeah, you must have been
extremely concerned. I did expect when they went 2-0 up, I was thinking, well, he's getting at least 16 here. Even a draw, even if City brought it back to 2 each, that's still 10 points. A very nice return for an assistant manager. So yeah, happy to see that overturned, mainly because City aren't in the title race. So otherwise, I wouldn't have cared. And then today, yeah, if they get beat today, I will feel the bench boost. Again, probably something I got lucky with, but I'll feel bench boost was the way to go. I'm assuming you're the person watching, FOMO. How's your team done this week, mate? Out of interest, I know you've been playing pretty well this season. But yeah, I am. Time will tell, won't it, mate? Because I'd have got 10 points so far. We'll see if he gets any points today, and then we'll see how Palace do next game week, and then I'll have to compare it to what Hammer bench boost does next game week.
Yeah,
but yeah, I've got away with it.
I think a midpoint of when you could have played it. I think it's looking pretty promising. So good. But I don't know if it was the right decision in hindsight. But yeah, kind of it's worked out for sure. Yeah, I mean, what to comment on that, and I think a few bench boost teams that were activated this week. I think it's been a tough week, really. I didn't see too many amazing bench scores. It was like the odd player here or there, right? If people had Villa players on their bench like Rogers and Conser and Martinez, happy days. If people had like a random, like if they had a Semenyo, like great. A few people have invested heavily in Forest or Brighton players, right? Yeah. Particularly the defence. I think if you were going for a bench boost 32 setup, that made a lot of sense to have at least one. Yeah, I was getting nervous, right? But like literally 90, like Leicester scoring against Brighton the first time in ages, and then kind of like Forest conceding in the 94th minute. That was big. Well, for not big for me in a selfish way, but like unfortunate for those people. So I think benches look mixed. I think people had Arsenal players right. Their clean sheet was wiped out as well. So I think it was a tough week for bench boost. I didn't see massive scores across the board. Tough one.
Yeah, it was. We were texting about that. Hopefully that goal coming in from Everton. Just found FOMO's team in our league. He is 2 points ahead of me.
Barnes goal.
FOMO. Is it 3-0? Jeez.
Isak again was just loitering in the box free. Just
Who
pass
giving
it to the guy. Oh well, he's my differential pick only for this week. So
you've walked that, mate. You've absolutely walked it. Don't worry about that one.
Wow.
Who got the assist?
I'm just checking now. Who's got it? It looks like
Dan Burn.
Ooh, who was that? Looking like Tonali or Livramento from a distance.
Yeah, I'll take Livramento.
I think it might be Tonali actually, but hell of a goal. Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, we'll move on.
That's bad content. Us just watching games.
We'll move on. We'll go to We'll go on to the main topic, right? So we're both team wise. We're both sat. We're both seeing how we get on today.
Yeah.
Murphy goal for you. Good start. Pope save for me. Good start. So we'll see how the rest of it goes. But the main content, mate. Double game week 33. 4 teams playing twice. So I'm going to go through them. I've got your 4 players from each team. Tonali assist. Thank you, FOMO. Darwin has never quit his FOMO, by the way. What a team name. Going to go through the 4 teams. I've got 4 players from each. You don't have to review all 4, mate. And if there's somebody you think I've missed, please pipe up. But this is just a way of getting people that will be playing that bench boost. Which options are best for them, in your opinion? So I'm starting with Arsenal. Going alphabetically. Saka, Marino, Saliba, Timber. Now, the first question for you with Arsenal, who's guaranteed minutes?
Yeah, I think on paper, of course, I think if you are free hit in game week 34, Arsenal have the best double tonight on paper. Ipswich away, Palace at home. That screams out clean sheets. That screams out some attacking returns. I think on paper it's the best double, but as you said, minutes risk, right? They're playing tonight. And then, if they get through against Madrid, right, could be a tendency to rest, right? I don't think they're catching Liverpool in the league. But they might keep going until it's mathematically impossible, right? Tough one. What's your view on Arsenal, just in general? I know we'll talk about the individual players and stuff like that, assets now, but what's your view?
I mean, they've definitely given up on the league. I think that's pretty clear. The players that seem to be getting, so I think Raya's pretty much set. He's playing.
Yeah, Raya's the best option, I think, isn't he? I think as unglamorous as it sounds. I mean that difference in price between him and Saliba is quite massive.
Yeah, I think Saliba will also. He hasn't had a rest. And how do you pronounce Kiwick? What's the other centre back guy? The young lad. 4.8 million.
Here we go.
However you pronounce him, beginning with a K. He's since Gabriel's injury, he's played every game, including the Real Madrid games. So
Yeah.
he'd be a nice option. I did see Ben White got injured again, or had a bit of a setback, but he's on the bench today for the Real Madrid game, so he could come back into the team. And as you said last week, that could mean he plays centre back. It could mean Timber moves to centre back. So he's not as guaranteed in that sense. But I do feel Raya and Saliba are very expensive to get both of them in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, Kiwior, who you obviously you brought him in, haven't you? Yeah, you brought him in.
Not yet.
No, you were considering him. And I was like,
Yeah.
I think I'm sold now. Like, given like he's played like the last 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Whilst White has been fit, whilst Timber's been fit as well. I think, and Timber and White have been benched in those times as well. It's not just because they've played right and left back. I think he's a really good pick. So I think for me, Reyes is the best pick. Then Saliba, but like incredibly pricey. Kiwior is a nice alternative, and then it probably still is Saka, just because of the damage that he can do in a short amount of time. I think maybe like the rotation risk is going to be overstated, right? I think given what's the next round of the Champions League, that's going to be in like 2-3 weeks.
Let me find out for you.
Anyway, whilst you bring that up, there's a people do overstate rests and stuff like that, and there is a whole concept of just being match fit, right? You can't just like bench your first 11 like the 3 weeks straight. That's going to be a detriment as well. So I think Saka will have reduced minutes, but I expect him to start both games and get about 130 minutes over the two. So I think he's still the best bet.
Yeah. So it's 29th of April. Is it still going? Is it not? Surely it's half time.
7 minutes plus 7 minutes, but Shares scored off, and I think probably a Trippier assist.
4-0, not even half time.
And 0. Or was it Murphy? Murphy whipped it in, did he?
That'll do, yeah.
Trippier. I don't know. It's looking at Murphy. I reckon Murphy whipped that in then.
Decent. But yeah, 2 weeks until the next Champions League round. So you've got to, as you say, the midweek game is a week before the Champions League. So if the rest is going to come,
it'd be
the
the
weekend before.
The league might be mathematically gone by then. It's not at the moment. So I think like how foolish would you be if like Liverpool have some tough games? So I reckon Saka will start and have reduced minutes, maybe 130. So yeah, I think it's Saliba, Saliba, Saka. In that order, and I think Kiwior is a decent alternative. I think Timber, just because of like the minutes that I've seen the last couple of games, I think he's a distant third in defence now. I think the other guys, Marino, Rice, I just don't think they have enough attacking threat. You got to remember as well, Arsenal don't have a nice run for the game week 35 onwards. Like they force you, if you bring Arsenal in, force you to use the free hit at 34. Then it's Bournemouth home, Liverpool away. That's not ideal. Still, I'm probably gonna have 3 Arsenal. I can't resist. I can't resist it.
Hopefully those points come in. So I have Saka and I have Raya already, so I'm just getting one in, and it's likely going to be for Gabriel.
Yeah,
I would like I always say it wrong. Yeah, Murphy assist confirmed. However, that guy, 4.8 million. I'd like him purely for budget reasons because it allows me to maybe do something a bit nicer with either Dan Burn, Pope, Semenyo. Maybe could get him up to a Rashford or something if that's the way I go.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go that way personally, purely for the 1.7 million pound difference, and see what I can do with that. So that's probably where I'll end up, mate. I like the double defense. I don't trust anybody in the attack of Arsenal enough. Because that's where I can see if there's going to be players rested. I think you're right. I think Saka will start both and just managers minutes, take him off after like 60, 70 minutes. Other than him, Trossard, I don't think, no guarantee he'll start twice. Martinelli, Marino.
Well, Rice will play all minutes, and Ødegaard, you'd imagine would be, but I think don't think there's enough there. So, small sample size, like good fixtures, but minutes risk. So, sample size of Saka as a midfielder and an attacker, and defence and keepers, a bit more interesting. Raya, a bit of a no-brainer then. Saliba, Kiwior, and then a bit of a distant third then to Timber. Agree.
Agree. Well, then let's bring on a more exciting team, Villa. So Rodgers seems like a pretty much guarantee. The guy is on form, and as you can see from his expected goals per 90 over the last 6 game weeks, 0.63, and he's a non-pen taker, by the way. So that is a pretty impressive potential return. Asensio, 1.16. Now let's remember he did have 2 penalties in the last game week, but he missed them both. And I've got to think, going back to Rodgers, Villa are battling for top 5. It's not guaranteed. They're out of the Champions League now. So surely he's playing every game, right?
Yeah, I think they're going to play their best. I'm not worried about rotation now. I think it's going to be the best team in, week out. Like I said, Champions League qualification, super important. They do have the FA Cup, semi-final coming up.
Yeah.
However, like you said, they've got to play their best team because they want to be finishing top 4, top 5. They're super close there. All the teams are bunched up, so every game counts. So you got Rodgers, Rashford, Asensio, Dean as your options here. A few notable exceptions. I'll just say yes or no if you like them. Watkins.
Based on his performance in the Champions League, no, not Watkins.
No, it's weird. It's weird. Like, obviously with that price point, you want to get guaranteed start, and a lot of people's exit route to him would be Isak, who's obviously he's not had any goal involvement in a 4-0 half-time kind of like interim result now against Palace, but yeah, he's kind of up there, right? So yeah, I agree. It's been a bit weird why Watkins isn't starting now, but yeah, apparently he's out of favour. Then we got Martinez. What do you think of Martinez?
I like him. Option. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, the fixtures are great. Like Newcastle are on absolute form, so they're playing Newcastle and Man City. If I've already got Konsa, which I do, I'm not overly concerned about also bringing in Martinez. But if I was to now pick, I get one defender only from Villa, I'd probably pick Martinez.
I agree. I think Konsa and Martinez are the best over Dean. I hate to say that, and over someone like Cash as well. I wouldn't really force a double defence on Villa just because the fixtures, like you said, Newcastle home, Man City away. Villa have been good at home. Their defence has been very solid, but I wouldn't force it. I'd rather have the extra free transfer to play with, like down the line, right? So I'm not interested. If you don't have a defender, I think Martinez or Konsa would be the way forward, just around minutes certainty. There's midfield options, and I regret not having Rodgers now. I think I was going to wait and defer the decision, see if he's getting minutes, see the rotation stuff. But yeah, he's been flourishing the last couple of game weeks. Obviously, he's been good all season, but his underlying stats weren't great. He's been a lot more attacking and involved. Last couple of weeks which is kind of really good, which it might be a function of Rashford playing and Watkins being dropped. I think Rodgers is the best one, like just because of price point, flexibility, underlying stats. Obviously, essential stats there last 6 is expected goal involvement per 90 is 1.16. However, you don't play 90 minutes every week, and that's biased by his penalties that he's taken as well, right? So Rodgers I think is the bet, and then I'd probably say Rashford there. Rashford's an intriguing option. I like all of them to be honest. But yeah, Rodgers is a lot of people will already own him, but yeah, he's the best bet by far.
Agree. I think Rashford's a very interesting option. It'd be a big differential. It's just will he play twice or will Watkins get a start again? So it's whether you take that gamble. But he's very much on my mind, as we'll find later on.
Yeah, nice. How many Villa players do you think is essential for this coming game weekend?
Based on the fixtures, mate, even if I just had Rodgers, I'd be okay.
Yeah.
I've got 2, and I won't be pushing for a third. I won't be forcing it, but I do like the idea of Rashford. So we'll see.
Cool. Agree.
Now, a team I think maybe, I think a team that you might need 3 from coming up next. Oh, that button didn't work. There we go. Crystal Palace. Now, the problem I've got with Palace is, apart from these four and Dean Henderson, I don't think they've got any other options.
No, agreed. And let's not spend too long on Palace because we'll make a safe bet that anyone listening to this has at least 2, if not 3 Palace players, right? Because to find an obscure channel like this on fantasy football, you're going to be quite engaged, right? And if you, with the double, like if you've only got, if you only have one player from Palace, like you've obviously missed something quite obvious there. But yeah, I agree. These are the four options, which those can't see: Mateta, Eze, Sarr, Munoz. The fixture's okay. I think Bournemouth home, Arsenal away are okay. Again, they're not great, but I don't want to be biased that they've conceded 9 goals in 130 minutes of football against 2 very good squads, of course, and like Arsenal's attack isn't quite there at the moment. Mateta's been bad. Mateta's been bad. And like, who knows if he's taking penalties now? Obviously, did a dreadful miss this evening against Newcastle, but Mateta, he's been coming off early, but his underlying stats, even per 90, extrapolated per 90, the last 6 have been kind of poor. I don't know whether it's the head injury is causing a bit of a hang up or something like that, but he's been bad. I wish I had João Pedro or Evan Nielsen there. I think the 3 would be. I think Eze and Sarr like the best 2. Flip a coin.
Munoz or Henderson
between Mateta and Munoz. Yeah,
I'm with you. I think. Mateta's a frustrating one. FOMO's mentioned about Real Madrid getting a penalty. VAR's overturned it, so still 0-0 in that game. So that'll continue. But yeah, Mateta is an intriguing one. I'm assuming if you own 3, right? You've got Sarr, you've got Mateta, you've got Munoz. I'm assuming none of them are a sell for you.
No, of course not. It's any team that you're already like fully loaded for a double game week is just faffing about. That's a waste of a transfer. You made your bet. Just kind of like run with it. I prefer like the double midfield now. Like in hindsight, I think that looks better.
As it looks good. Yeah,
that does look better.
Well, on to the next team. And it's this is the one I'm actually proper excited about because I have 3. It'd be interesting to know who you think the best 3 are. And given their following fixtures minus the blank to the end of the season, and the chances are they'll probably get to the FA Cup semi-final, having 3 City players looks pretty good to me. I think a lot of people will have Marmoush. Probably a lot of people will have Guardiola. Who's the 3rd pick?
Yeah, like you said, good for those that are going down that 3-34 strategy. Really nice team, and they may have that double game week in 36 as well, which is exciting. So yeah, I think Marmoush and Vardy at the moment are non-negotiables.
Yeah,
just sort of minute certainty, and then for Marmoush, he's been excellent, right, in terms of like actually output, but also the underlying stats as well. So I think he's a genuine captaincy shout for this coming week. Yeah. I really, really do. Vardy's obviously playing centre back now with Diaz, but there's not many alternatives. Really, there's Diaz, but Diaz I fear could be dropped at any moment for what's his name, Khrushchev.
The
guy
early ad.
Yeah. Khrushchev, yeah. I think it's those 2 are like non-negotiables. Ederson is injured now, apparently, so you could say Ortega, depending on the kind of like severity of that injury. And then it's like this roulette game with all the various attackers. So you've got De Bruyne, Foden, Savinho, Doku, Grealish, Bernardo, Gundogan.
Kovacic is getting involved. Oscar Bob is back, is he? Yeah, there's another young lad that seems to be getting game time.
Yeah, so I don't think any of them is essential, right? Because you said there's a nice run coming up as well. I think you kind of want a bit of certainty in minutes. So I think none of them is essential. I'll tell you why I prefer probably Diaz at this moment. I probably prefer my Moose, Radio, and Diaz as my three.
Yeah.
You have that three. Would you like the swap? Would you, if you had the choice, swap Diaz for an attacker?
Given he's now on his lap of honour, and he played ridiculously well against Palace, I would swap Diaz for De Bruyne. I appreciate there's a massive budget difference there.
Yeah.
That's not exactly going to happen. But if I could have Marmoush, KDB, and Gvardiol, I'd like that as a setup.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be sentiment there because again they've got to secure the top four, top five. He's playing very well, which is good. But I remember other Man City legends like Aguero was like fan like farewell tour, and like he was benched the whole time.
Yeah. See you later.
Yeah, like top scorer in the Premier League and like one of the best players ever. Like that was for a bit more of a certain title run. Yeah, he was on the bench for Jesus for a lot of the time. So I don't think sentiment will come on with De Bruyne. I don't think he might not be fit enough to play the games, right? And there's the FA Cup as well, so you got to keep that in mind. But agree, I'd say Mamouche, Gvardiol, then Diaz, the top three, then De Bruyne as a second attacker.
Yeah.
After that, it's really tough to say. I honestly think Savinho, he's got their most assists for the season. I think he's their most productive attacker outside of Mamouche. So I'm quite surprised he's not played the last 2 weeks. I have him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy with him. I'd much prefer Eze. I'd much prefer. Who would I prefer actually? Yeah, I'd prefer Eze for sure.
Yeah.
I'd prefer Jared Bowen. I would prefer Brian and Boomer. So there's some single game weekers I'd prefer. I'm kind of fine with him. Let's see if he gets some minutes. It's a little bit random, but I really do think he's their best right winger.
Yeah. The stats back it. 0.63 expected goal involvement per 90. I don't think any of those other players we spoke about, Foden, Silva, Doku, I'll get near that.
No, I think it's just that. Does he play? But we shall see. I mean, I rolled the dice with that. Yeah, we'll see. But I'm not happy with it. So yeah, I wouldn't be buying him at this moment.
Stay away.
I got him after 3 straight starts, and then I think he got an assist or a goal the first week I got him, and then he's been benched for whatever reason. Now has a bigger rotation threat with the likes of Bob and whatnot, and McAtee coming back. So yeah, I think it's Marmouche, Gvardiol, big gap, Diaz, De Bruyne, then huge gap again. Probably avoid the rest of the players there.
So just to clarify, then, so we're talking Arsenal. You're going Raya.
It's not great. It's not great. I think. Like I'll let you do conclusion, but I'd summarize. It's not great, and I think I got blinded by this a little bit when I was picking my squad on wildcard 30, and right in front of me there were some very good single game weekers that I could have built my squad around, and I would be playing them on the bench boost, but they're exceptional players. I could have kept Jared Bowen. I could have kept who's playing Southampton. I could have kept Mbumo, who's obviously one of the best players in the Premier League and just scores and gets returns almost every other week, right? So I have regrets now. Like just looking at the strength of the fixture, but then also the rotation risk and minutes risk. Yeah, I got a bit blinded by the double game week fever, you know.
We do every season, and we always say, "Oh, we'll do that next season," and then we do.
It always gets points, though. I think, sometimes it's like in normal circumstances, is good. Obviously, like peak rotation season and for very bad fixtures, it's not.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Time will tell. But to clarify, your 3 from Arsenal. Tell me if I'm wrong. Raya, if you can afford him, Saliba and Saka.
Yeah.
From Villa, Rodgers, some maybe Martinez, maybe Konsa, but just the 2. Maybe just Rodgers.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'd prefer Rashford over someone like Savinho. That's for sure. Yeah, so I think Villa have got. I'd break this. Rodgers number one, cheap defender of choice. Why not Konsa or Martinez, and then Rashford. I think those games
Palace,
scream out attacking returns
no,
versus clean sheets to me.
no, Newcastle City, absolutely not. Then you're looking at Palace. You were looking at Eze and Sarr ideally, and then probably Munoz.
Yeah, and then a coin flip. I think Eze, Sarr, Munoz on Mateta. Let's see how Mateta plays now the second half against Newcastle. But he's been bad.
I want clean sheets. Let's hope he does nothing. And then City, Marmoush, Gvardiol miles ahead, and then probably Diaz, and then maybe KDB underneath him, but then nobody else. There you go. I like it.
Yeah, no,
Now the big talk.
agree. How do you feel about your three City players?
I'm sound with it because looking at those fixtures that they've got, Everton's attack. This will come back to haunt me now. Everton's attack isn't great, so I think there's a chance that they keep clean sheets away at Everton. Is it which?
Does that Beto?
Yeah, Beto, he'll be, but I still don't think. I feel, especially because they're now fighting for the top five, right? Because Newcastle are there, Villa are catching up, Chelsea are there still. Forest are getting dragged into it, unfortunately. I'd love to see Forest stay in the top five if they can, but I don't think top five sort of guaranteed is the point. So I think the game face will be on. So there's a good chance of a clean sheet there. At home to Villa, maybe not so much. Villa are a good side, but I'm quite happy having the double City defence for it. And then I agree with you, mate. So I think Marmoush at 0.89 expected goal, Melbourne pair 90, double fixtures is a good captaincy pick this week. So I'm quite happy with my three. I'm not going to be selling any, let's put it that way. On that point, captaincy, it's going to be the first time in a long time where I think it's going to be pretty open. Now, according to FPL Fix, KDB is the top expected point scorer with 9.7. But he is playing some decent defences, as you'll see, only expecting to concede per 91.41. Salah second, mainly because of the fixture. He's playing Leicester, who concede a lot of chances and a lot of goals. He's expecting 9.5, and then it's followed by double game week players Odegaard, Saliba, and Watkins. I don't think it's taken in the fact that Watkins might not be starting. But yeah, I'm assuming, mate, you're going to be captaining nobody on that list.
No, like just as quickly back to like squads and double game week fixtures and whatnot. Obviously, Salah's here predicted really high points because of like Leicester away. I'm looking on MV with people who've got a few Liverpool players as well on their bench. I'd love a Canate or a Bradley as well. That'd be a far better structure than I've got for some of these Palace and Villa players with rotten fixtures. Yeah, I'd far prefer Bradley or Canate at this time. But yeah, I'm kind of quite surprised seeing this. Like, I would put the top two, which will be the debate. It's either Saka or Marmoush, right? It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
I'm in that field.
Saka, Marmoush, Raya, Rodgers. That's got to be.
Raya.
Yeah, of course. Like, just because of the minute certainty and Ipswich and Palace, he's going to get a clean sheet, you would imagine, at least in one of those games, right?
There's a question for you on that. This is your 10th season, if I'm not mistaken. Have you ever captained a goalkeeper?
Oh, good question. I've triple captain Lewis Dunk.
Oh, nice.
No, not Lewis Dunk. It was the Irish guy who was playing at centre back next to him. What's his name?
Duffy? No, yeah, Shane Duffy. No,
might have been Duffy. Yeah, might have been Duffy. Anyway, I've triple captained Brighton centre back. I think
triple captain.
I don't think I have. I don't think I have. And I don't think anyone's going to bench him. I think it's going to be people want to wait and see how does Saka play tonight and when does he get subbed, if at all. And then I think Saka's probably the best bet, and then it's Marmoush.
Yeah. I know you don't have Saka at the minute. Is he worth bringing in just to captain him?
Yeah. He's worth just bringing in if you're not captaining him as well, I think. But obviously he's not here. What would you put Saka and Marmoush's expected points at? I'm guessing it's low because of expected minutes, right? Probably the
yes.
the fixed algorithm as soon as Saka was injured, and Marmoush might be just a bit, might be expecting. Oh, Isak's missed point blank. Oh,
It's not his day, man. He's
literally
still got time.
great little free kick by looks like Trippier. Dan Burn assist it would have been, heads it on just outside
Was it
68.
really?
Yeah, and then half volley.
That's okay.
Lovely strike straight on. Oh, nice save by Henderson. Damn.
And it's okay. And it's okay if it was a Dan Burn assist. I predicted points for them, mate.
If it was Salah triple captain, he would have had 4 goals by now. I think, if you get like 2 penalties and then did expect a goal of what 0.1 and then got 29.
Yeah, but he got 29 big ones for the game week.
Don't talk about your hard luck on this kind of run over it.
I will not. I will not.
Yeah, anyway, Marmoush and Saka, like I think it might be like they might assume Haaland's coming back or something like that for City. But yeah, what would you do? Your mental math, what would you be putting them as?
Given the fixtures, I think Marmoush 1 return, so maybe around and a bonus maybe, so maybe around the 8, 9, probably 9 mark. I think Saka, given the fixtures, but reduced minutes, maybe slightly higher, maybe 10.
Yeah, well, he's got clean sheet points in here, and then he's got extra point for
the goal.
And definitely on pens. Yeah, I'd say Marmoush 9, 9.5. I'd say Saka 10, 10.5. I think if you if still got your triple captain, I think it's a good week to play it. People might want to roll the dice and wait for Marmoush or Haaland later in the year. You can never be certain of these things. I'd probably be triple captain in Saka if I still had that option.
Yeah.
But then you would see a better expected points piece once it's all the numbers been crunched properly. I'd put Saka at about 10.5. Yeah. If he plays if he plays deep into extra time now, no. But if he gets subbed off for 80 minutes, or if he get it's just 90 minutes, then I'd consider triple captaining Saka. Really.
We're still in that game. Still 0-0. So, FOMO, thanks for liking and reposting, by the way, about this stream. Much obliged to you, pal. But yeah, still 0-0. So it looks as though they'll probably go through. Just to help with people if they're looking at this.
Unless they get 2 goals now, he's not going to get subbed off. But I'd be surprised to get subbed off at all, right? I mean, that's probably wishful thinking, right?
Yeah. I just noticed my dad texted me to say it was a definite pen to Madrid. Oh, well, that's... I don't want to, I don't mind seeing Real Madrid get knocked out. They've won it enough. Just to help with this, over the last 6 game weeks, Marmoush's expected goal involvement per 90 is 0.89 and Saka's is 0.79. So, still pretty good, close between them, as you say. Saka.
I'd favour Saka with those stats based on clean sheet points, extra point for a goal, and also far easier fixtures.
Yeah. Would you not? I take it, even though Marmoush is probably expected to play more minutes, that doesn't come into your thinking there.
It does. I think if Saka was guaranteed 90 minutes, right, he'd be on expected points of 12.5. I'm just making up in my head, but I mean Saka still edges it. But yeah, I think it's a choice between Saka and Marmoush. I'm edging towards Saka slightly at the moment, and I think if you haven't used triple captain, it's a real valid option to play it on either of those two.
There you go. Well, let's bring it on. Oh, I've messed this up. There we go. Get my timings right for my stamps, because what we're coming on to is game week 33 reveals, starting with your team, Matt. Let's see what your plans are. You've kind of hinted at it. Your captain could well be Saka, and he's not in your team at the minute. So, is that where you're starting? You've got 3 free transfers.
So my current squad is, and I'll talk about people. We've got doubles Raya with double, Konsa with double, Munoz with double, Vardiol with a double, Palmer single game week, Sarr with a double, Salah single game week, Marmoush with a double, who's currently my captain, and Mateta with a double, Isak with a single, Areola with a single, Savinho with a double, Livramento, Murphy with a single, and then obviously the injured Gabriel. I've got my bench boost active, and it's all about what my bench will look like. I think I've got to play it really in this week. I can't think of a better scenario than now. And it doesn't matter who's playing in the squad, right? It's like who your weakest players that you're going to play on your bench. So yeah, I've got 3 free transfers. I think there's a few variations of a similar move, but I think it'll be, Gabriel has to go. So it'll be Gabriel to Kiwior. Could be Timber, but I think Kiwior is the option that works best for my team. Palmer to Saka, and then Murphy. I say thanks for the points. Oh, Eze and Mateta have been subbed at 56 minutes.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Mateta's been dreadful, eh?
Yeah. But good news for us is a lot of people have Eze. So Eze, I'm assuming if he's missed a pen and he's been subbed off in the 56 minute, is on -1 for the day.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
So we'll take that. We'll take that as a win.
Come on, it can't be long before Isaac gets subbed now, right? Give him a nice 4-0 up. Let's see. He's had a lot of chances this game as well. He's been playing well and getting good positions. Anyway, yeah. So Gabriel has to go, and it's going to be to Timber, Kiwior, probably Kiwior, and then Palmer will go to Saka, probably captain Saka then, and then Murphy. So thanks for the points, and then he'll go to Rogers. It could equally go to. Oh, has he scored? Yeah, he's outscored, has he? Wow.
Does he?
It was an own goal from Munoz. I don't know.
Oh, at least he'll get the assist.
Everyone's patting him on the back. This is crazy, like how many goals they're scoring. It's either an own goal
5-0.
Let's have a look now.
That'd be a killer for the Munoz owners.
Like he was being. Yeah, okay. Guimaraes tackles Isaac with a lovely goal from 25 yards out. Just kills it in. Well deserved.
Who scores? Isaac scores. There you go.
Yeah.
Thomas noted.
It's it did a classic Bruno assist where he just like half blocks, half tackles a player, and it runs to Isaac to just do the rest. Lovely little finish. Wow.
25 yards out, you say? So he's missed the easy ones and scored the difficult one.
Yeah, that's a beautiful goal. Anyway, I'm feeling happy now, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Triple captain points in the bag.
Better triple captains, actually. Yeah, delighted with that.
Still half an hour to go.
So going, is he getting subbed now? Go on, get to 60 minutes at least. Yeah, Palace are all over the place. It's been an absolute battering. I think it's more Newcastle. I think probably Newcastle are the best team in the league at the moment. They're very balanced, right?
The
midfield three they've got with Tonali, Bruno, and Joe Linton is very powerful, right? Very skilled as well. That's a really good midfield three. And then Murphy's been a revelation. They got Isaac. Yeah, it's good. It's a really good squad now. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to probably make those free transfers, and then I say Murphy would move to Rogers or kind of Rashford, which would mean that my bench, what it could look like, would be Areola, home to Southampton, nice game. Savinho, he's the minutes risk, right? So he's the wild card. I'm keeping Salah, right? I'm not realistically starting Savinho over Salah, right, against Leicester. So Savinho would be a genuine benched player. Livramento, not ideal. And then I'd start Rogers instead of Murphy, of course. And then I'd have Isaac on the bench. So Isaac on the bench, like obviously that's one of the best players in the league. Even against Villa, I've got to be happy. Livramento is the player I'm not really happy with, but whatever. 2 points against Villa, I'll take that. Savinho's the wild card, then Areola against Southampton. I can't imagine I'd ever have a better bench than that.
Yeah. It's a pretty solid, especially with one of them playing twice, right?
Well, you might not play at all, but on paper, Savinho's got 2 bites of the cherry, right? So, and Areola with a nice fixture. Livramento, not ideal, but then Isaac, genuinely benching Isaac, I think is quite a big thing. So I've got to play the bench boost really with that squad. I don't think there's too many variations of it. I could play it cute, and rather than I think Rogers is a really nice option. So I think Rogers is coming in. I could play cute and Palmer goes to Mbumo rather than Saka, but I think the upside on Saka is too high. Yeah, Gabriel, you can go to. There's no point moving Gabriel to Luca Dean or someone like that, right? So I think genuinely, Timber or Kiwi are the best options there. And I don't want to mess around. I don't want to mess around moving players. I could be like, I get rid of Savinho, then bring in Diaz for Gabriel, and then bring in someone else. But that's just faffing about, right?
Yeah.
So
played straight, played simple.
And captaincy probably Saka, but Marmoush will be a close second there, so he'll be my vice captain. Then I'll have a solid bench of Areola, Savinho, Livramento, and Isaac, the bench boost.
And
I'll be happy with 15.
I guess. I was going to say, is that goal? Livramento, not so much.
15 points, because I think bench boost historically, you think, I've got 4 doublers, right? So you do 2 times 2. And you have, so you do, kind of 4 times 4, right? So that's every player in the bench playing twice. That's 16 points, right? So I'll be happy with 15 or 16 points.
Yeah, happy days. Murphy's golf, by the way, but he got 61 minutes, so we got the bonus and the clean sheet. So we got the two points there for playing over 60, and the clean sheet. So not a bad day's work for him. How many points is that going to be? 5 for his goal, 3 for his assist, 3 bonus, for playing in a clean sheet. So minimum of 11 plus bonus.
Yeah, nice.
Not bad. Not bad at all. I don't think my team's going to be all that different. Some of the players you've mentioned I've got. So Saka and Rodgers are already in the team, which means I could maybe have
yours better set.
More fun.
Yours is better set than mine.
Yeah, I'm on Saka at the minute, captaincy, purely because of the fixtures. Gabriel has to go. I'm the same as you, mate. I'm in that world. But Gabriel has to go. He's likely going to be to an Arsenal, whether that be, whichever one that be, a cheap option or Saliba. He'll go to another Arsenal, so I can get that double Arsenal defence. Could have been Munoz as an option. But the way they've played today, they've conceded 5 in their last 2 games. They're playing Arsenal away, and Bournemouth can score. So I'm not in a rush to bring Munoz in. So it'll probably be for an Arsenal player. But it might allow me then, mate. I don't want Dan Burn long term, nor do I want Pope long term. Newcastle's fixtures aren't great till the end of the season. So I could still bring Munoz in for Burn if I want to make my bench a little bit better. But I might have a bit of fun and get some nice single game week players in that have a nice end to the fixture. So your Brentford players, for example. I'll have to look at that.
The problem is the Brentford players. Well, if you get Mbumo for Semenyo, that's nice. I think, but
that be one of the moves.
You want to get rid of. You want keepers and defenders, don't you? Really? So I won't really be told.
No, that's my issue.
But
that's
you want Visa, who's a downgrade from Isaac, and you want Mbumo, where your budget probably won't stretch to him for Semenyo.
Yeah, that's my issue. So it'd be Gabriel out, and then I'm going to have 11 players on the pitch that are playing twice, because I'm going to bring in a player that is playing twice. Leaves me 2 transfers to deal with. Pope. I'm not doing anything with Isaac, Semenyo and Burn. So 2 of Pope, Semenyo and Burn will go. Who 4? I don't know. I think I'm going to get rid of Burn, mate. I think Burn will go.
I'd get rid of Pope and Burn. I would probably look at that.
You get rid of who? Sorry.
Probably Pope. Well, at least one of Pope will Burn, right? So I don't know who that is. Right? I'm guessing for Martinez or Luca Dean, right?
Yeah. So Pope to Martinez have I put Martinez on there? I don't think I have. Pope to Liverpool. Oh, Henderson. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I think probably the best move for your team will be Saliba, and obviously taking into account future moves down the line. It'll be Saliba in for Gabriel, right? Then it'll be Munoz for Burn and Martinez for Pope, right?
Can't afford them all. I've only got 0.8 in the bank.
Oh, okay. Well, Kiwi for Gabriel, Martinez, and then Munoz. I think that'd be the. But that's maxing out your bench boost, isn't it?
Absolutely, and then the single game week players that I'd end up having on the bench. Probably not Salah. I'd probably start Salah, to be fair. But regardless, the single game week players would be Isaac away at Villa, Salah away at Leicester, and Semenyo away at Palace.
Yeah, nice.
Not bad. Not a bad single game week bunch to have.
Yeah, decent.
So,
Alternative, obviously to Luca Dinas, who's not great, right? Would be Canate probably. Or
yeah,
Bradley.
to be honest with me, I like the idea of. Yeah, I don't mind the idea of taking a free transfer forward because I'd like to have a couple in the bag when it comes to 36 and 37.
Yeah, no,
Whereas if I play all three now, game week 34, I'm playing free hit, so that transfer doesn't carry on. So I'd have 35, 36. I'd get to 2 in all fairness.
it's not a great bench,
yeah, we'll
is it?
see.
If you actually, like, if you
I know exactly, because I'd end up with Burn and Pope on the bench, which I do not want on the bench for this week, nor do I want for future game weeks. Despite the fact Newcastle are playing pretty well, I'll keep Isaac obviously, but yeah, Pope and Burn, I'm happy to remove. So I agree. I think they're the three: Pope, Burn, Gabriel. If I really want to be adventurous, I'll probably keep Pope, get rid of Burn and Gabriel, and then my third transfer I'll be Semenyo out for Rashford.
yeah,
Potentially, if I want a bit of
that's
fun.
exciting. It's just like it's dreadful fixtures, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
they do have
not
FA
great.
Cup semi-final, which could be good
Yeah.
because they could get a double down the line, but also,
There's options though. There's options, plenty of them. Captain base, yeah, I'll probably end up on. It's going to be Saka or Mamouche, as you say, one or the other. I have put Mateta as my vice captain. There's a which. I put Mateta as an option. Yeah, the guy has been unbelievable the last couple of games. If he'd have took the pen, it would have went in.
All the wrong reasons. Yeah.
To be one or the other. I'm on Saka at the minute. It'll probably stay there. I'm with you. I think he'll start both games, get 60 minutes, and then take him off closer to give him his rest closer to the PSG game.
Have you got any Savinho envy?
None. Absolutely none.
Watch
this. Based on the fact he's not starting games. So quite happy to keep Ruben, Gvardiol, and Marmouche for the double.
Yeah,
and the rest of the season. Because they're doing, City's fixtures till the end of the season are pretty good. So having a double City defense, I'm quite happy with.
Yeah, very true indeed. Nice one, mate.
Problem got me is depends on who gets through in the cup. If City get through, game week 36, I'm gonna have to put all 3 City players on my bench, and then 2 else get through, and I'm going to be loaded with regardless of which team, unless Forest beat City, happy days. But I don't see it happening. And then in the other game, what was it, Palace versus Villa?
Yeah.
I've got 2 Palace. I'll have at least 2 Villa, if not more. So I'm kind of in this position where that's why I want the transfers.
Yeah, true. Like, makes sense. I think saving one, not forcing it, is probably a good thing. Yeah, I'd do two free transfers and then roll the other. You'll need it later.
That's what I'm thinking. Get rid of the teams that I don't want. But yeah, there you go. So I'm quite happy with that team. But we'll move on to Matt versus Dave, as much as I don't want to, because today's games have. If it wasn't already obvious that you were going to win this, mate, because Barnes got 15 points and Bruno Guimaraes got you 8. Joe Linton got me 5 and Trippier got me 2. Trippier and Joe Linton do have an assist today, which would catch me up. But Barnes has 2 goals. So I'm not catching you up. But we have both done pretty well out of the Newcastle players this game week.
Yeah. That's why we like doubles, actually,
Yeah, but I think Barnes is going to finish on probably about 30 points, which might be Joe Linton and Trippier put together.
Biggest haul we've seen ever. It's probably going to be actually one of the biggest ever fantasy hauls.
Yeah, so is he on? What's he on today? Because I'm assuming it's still 5-0.
He'd be 16
He's still on the pitch. Gordon came on for Murphy. Interesting, but he's still on the pitch, and I'm assuming he's on for the bonus as well. So he's going to be on for a hell of a score.
Yeah, 15, 30 points then. So that's biggest score of this year. Salah only got 29, didn't he? So yeah, biggest score of the year.
Only 1 goal. He's got 1 goal, 1 assist, and he's not in bonus.
Who's that?
Barnes.
He's not. He's on for.
What?
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the FPL website and it says he's not in for bonus.
Huh.
It says he's got
I'm
one
pretty
goal,
sure.
he's
I'm
got
pretty sure
one
he's on for
assist,
13 points.
and he's not on for bonus. So he's got, I mean, still 26 points for the
Huh.
game week. Murphy's on for 3, Shah's on for 2, Trippier's on for 1. Gutted, Pope isn't on for any.
I know what I was doing wrong, mate. I was looking at bonus points from the Man United game. 14. Yeah, 11 for Barnes. Yeah, 14 for Murphy. You're right.
Yeah. 26 for him. I mean, again, mate, they'll probably beat Trippier and Joel and together. The point is, you've won this week, so it's going to be 13-12 for you. Does mean that I get to pick first next game week, not because you're beating me, just because that's the way it works. It's my turn to pick first. There is another double game week ahead. Plenty of players to pick from, the likes of Arsenal, the likes of City, your Villa, your Palace. I'm going to take a real gamble with the first one. I'm going to pick Arsenal based on fixtures. And Trossard seems to be getting the nod in the Premier League. Now, the guy has not been performing, but Trossard's got those games in him, like Barnes has got recently. Isaac's off. Get in. It's what I want to. It's what I want to see. Isaac
6
only
points,
getting 11 points.
Yeah,
Get off.
11 for the. That's all right. I'd happily take any. I'll take any return, right? So I think as long as you don't get a blank, double-digit return for a triple captain.
Yeah.
Happy days. I've seen a lot worse in my time.
Yeah, and I feel like I've got away with it considering Newcastle have scored 10 goals whilst he's been on the pitch. So I'll take that all
He's
day.
been far, I'd say, compared to the Salah double game week, he's been far more dangerous and threatening than Salah, who I think just like. What did he get? Was it 2 penalties or?
I don't even remember. Can't remember how he did. I'm assuming it would have been at least one. Yeah, I'll take him on 11 and see you later. All I need now is Newcastle not to concede. But yeah, so I'm going to go Trossard. He's got the games in him where he just pops up with 2 goals. And I'm hoping it's going to be this game week. So he's 3% owned. He's playing Ipswich away and Palace at home. He seems to be getting starts. So I'm throwing in a real gamble, but I'm going for Trossard.
Very brave of you.
Yeah, I don't feel happy about it, but that's where I've gone.
I think I went for Declan Rice, didn't I?
You did.
I don't really know. Well, his underlying numbers are all right actually because he's playing as like an 8, didn't he? So he's playing every minute. It seems like he's on corners more often than not, and of course like free kicks. So yeah, I think he's like last couple of games. It looks like he's getting expected goal involvement of like 0.3ish. So I just went for minute certainty. Bit of a boring pick, but yeah, I'll go Rice.
Declan Rice, 3.8% owned, more than qualifies for the differential. I like him as an option. I'm then going to City. I'm going to the man who's on his goodbye tour. He's only 4.8% owned, Kevin De Bruyne. But he's away at Everton at home to Villa. He got a goal and an assist in his last game. I like him as an option for this game week. So yeah, I'm going to go for De Bruyne, mate.
No, I feel like I've made a mistake not going De Bruyne. So yeah, like Matt as a pick. Not tempted by Savinho.
Absolutely not. And you can't pick him because he's in your squad.
Shall I give you just a kind of before I go to my final differential stat? I'm just looking at live FPL, like where I'm ranked at the moment. So, not
this
great.
has got to be a climb.
I'm just 140, so it's a 18% change, so not huge when I'm playing a chip, but everyone else is playing a chip. But
yeah,
Eddie Howe. This game week, obviously, he's been in hospital, right? But yeah,
not even been there.
Assistant manager, yeah, 23 points
for one game week.
Well done.
Not bad. And Glasner, 2. Thank Christ.
Swingy, isn't it? That chip, very swingy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, Munoz. Absolutely. Wow, 170 minutes, 160 minutes, no points. Interesting. Yeah, so my final pick again, I'm going to stick on the Arsenal theme and I'll go Marino.
Marino.
He will keep playing as like striker, false 9, whatever you want to call it. Chip him a few. He's been chipping with goals, right? So I don't love it, but I feel obliged to go to an Arsenal player for those
double.
fixtures. Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
Marino.
And to be honest, you've compared to Trossard, mate, you've got the guaranteed starters ish. Maybe not Marino so much, but I think you'll probably get more minutes out of them. So it's going to be 13-12 you, but then it is Rice Marino for you against Trossard and Kevin De Bruyne for me. Let's see. This was the part of the season last season where it was a draw, and then you just started to run away with it. I need to make sure that doesn't happen again this season. But that brings us to an end. How long's left?
Shame we're not doing goal difference or points difference, right? Barnes.
Barnes would have absolutely took the biscuit. But it just brings us down. How long's left in the Newcastle game? Can't be long.
76 minutes at the moment. Well, I think I've got a lag, so yeah, another 15 minutes.
Sar's been, at least he got his assist in the first game, right?
I'll take that. 7 points for the week. I mean, Munoz has got 0 points. I think got a goal, didn't he? But obviously he's probably on -1 for today. Mateta, 2 points. That's it. Yeah. Palace have been dreadful, haven't they?
The main thing I needed, which works for me, considering how much I was panicking about not having the assistant manager on Glasner, this week has worked out very nicely for that. So let's just hope my bench boost does the damage next week, which, no surprise, I'm assuming we'll both be playing. So it'll be a good week to catch up, mate, next week ahead of that. See how we both stack up.
No, spawn, and I think you're quite well set up for a nice late season charge, right?
I'm hoping so. So I've got what is it, 33, 4, 5, 6,
rolling
7,
your transfers to make thing. You're gonna have loads of players for game week 36 and 7. Got your assistant manager, looking good.
Well, that's it. I mean, 6 game weeks left.
You need a free transfer to bring in the AM. Sorry for jumping in. That's one of the reasons why to roll, right? Because that's going to be. Oh, Munoz got a yellow card, so he's on -1 for the week. No.
Because I nearly bought him in for Gabriel, and I dodged it to save the transfer in the end. But yeah, I'm in that position where 6 game weeks left, and in 5 of them, I'm going to have a chip active. So as long as those chips fall my way, hopefully I should see a fair jump in rank. But you never count those chickens, right? But yeah, having 5 of the 6 weeks left, having a chip active feels pretty good. But yeah, we'll see if it works out for me or not.
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm nervous. What's the gap between you and I at the moment?
I mean, after today's games, mate, how many points you on this game week? You'll be way ahead of me.
I'm on for 2-1-3-3 at the moment, so I don't know.
I'll tell you now then. I bought up my team. As long as, and again, this game isn't over, so we'll see. But 2-1-3-3, you say?
Yeah.
And I am on for. You'll be 32 ahead of me.
Yeah, I reckon it's advantage you with assistant manager. I think assistant manager is worth. Assistant manager worth like 25 points on average, I'd say. Like if you play it decently.
Yeah, big if about it. So time will tell. FOMO's got Munoz and Henderson with Kepa on the bench. Have you played your bench boost, FOMO? I'm assuming that's what you're getting.
Well, I'm guessing not. I'm guessing like Henderson is.
Clean sheet, at least
Henderson must be on minus something. This is shocking from Palace.
10 goals conceded. But I'm assuming you bench boosted there, FOMO. I might be wrong, mate, but your comment seems to suggest you probably have. With no bench boost. Oh, happy days then. Good bench. Oh, hang on. No, sorry. I've misread this. Kepa's on your bench and Kepa got 11. Bournemouth keeper, obviously.
I was thinking what you want about
apologise. Yeah, I figured. I was like, I looked at it and I was like, how have you got Henderson and Kepa both on your bench? I was just being an idiot. That's why I figured it out. But you made the right decision. Henderson playing twice, you're always going to start him over Kepa. Just one of those things. But yeah, 32 points the difference will be, mate. And we'll see how that assistant manager goes. Time will tell. So I'm assuming our free hits will be similar, but we'll cover that off not next game week, but the game week after, and we'll catch up next week. We'll work that out. Nobody has to listen to us plan our diaries. We'll work that out between us.
Yeah. Well, Wednesday would be good for me.
Wednesday would be good for you. I'm assuming that would be absolutely fine. Wednesdays are usually fine for me. So yeah, we'll pencil that in.
This is the discussion
before
that people love. Just
before I say bye to you, I'll say bye to FOMO. You've been here for the full hour, 15 minutes, FOMO. Appreciate your time, pal. Wish you the best of luck with.
I've been appreciating the goal updates as well. The points and goals updates. That's been good. It's been good seeing that come through.
Yeah. It's been really good, and I'm happy for you that Trippier's got the clean sheet, as long as Dan Burn and Pope also keep the clean sheet. That's what I'm after. And just to clarify, it is still in the Arsenal Real Madrid game, still 0-0. So 3-0 the benefits. But Bayern Munich have scored through Harry Kane, making it Inter Milan Munich 2-2 on aggregate. So that's the one to watch.
It's your audition to Sky Sports News. You're natural.
I'm going for the new. I know Jeff Stelling's not been there for a while, but I'm going for that job. And there's been a goal at the Bernabeu. Over to you, Matt Corbs.
I reckon I'm gonna watch that match now. The Newcastle game is effectively done. All the big players are off.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm hoping, considering Palace's front three have gone off, no goal. That's what I'm fingers crossed. Otherwise, mate, I lose 8 points and you'll only lose 4. So that gap becomes bigger. So that's not the point. It's just about we're both on green arrows. Let's just leave it there. Leave it at that. But yeah, bye FOMO, and to you, Matt. Appreciate the time, pal. Appreciate you joining us. We'll catch up next Wednesday, and whatever you do until then, enjoy your weekends. 4-day weekend for us, working for who we work for. Bank holidays for the win.
Love it. Have a great evening. Easter as well.
Okay, enjoy plenty of chocolate. But thank you for joining us, the listener. Whatever you do this week, may your arrows be green. We will pick up with you next week. Until then, all of everybody.